75B. Take my first shot. I'm gonna go up here. Not a bad group.
Don't even ask me why I'm laughing. Hey, listen, if this is your first time on the channel, please hit the sub button. Leave me a like, drop a comment. That'd be great. It really helps the algorithm. If you are returning to the channel, do the same. And I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Let's get right into it. I know you saw from the thumbnail that I done picked up me a new gun. Tell you, boy, this gun thing is pretty weird. Once you start, it's hard to stop. But yes, as you can tell by the thumbnail, I got me a new one, a CZ. This is my very first CZ. And I know you guys, in the beginning there, I played the video of me at the range with it, shooting it for the first time. I don't have a lot of rounds through it. But I want to talk to you guys about what made me buy this, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and I'll talk a little bit about the gun for those who may not know a lot about CZs, as I didn't. So I'm still learning, but I learned a lot over the last month or so, and just doing research on the gun and the whole 9 yards. So let's get right into it, man. We ain't gonna waste no more time, man. I'm excited. So we'll talk about what comes in the box. Nice CZ box. I like the box with the little bronze on it and everything like so. Open this bad fella up, and I don't want to spend a lot of time going through what's in the box, because most firearms come with very similar things. Like, so there wasn't nothing in here that was crazy that would make me be like, I need to go through the contents of the box. But it's got the book, the trigger lock up here. It's got a cleaning kit down there at the bottom. It comes with two 16-round magazines. I will show you. It comes metal magazines at that, though, high quality. I label the magazines now. That's a new thing that I'm doing. Shout out to my buddy Roro that gave me that idea to start labeling the magazines. It's a great way to organize, and I'll do a video on that stuff later, because I got so many magazines. Some of them look the same and they just everywhere, so it just makes it a lot easier. With no further ado, here's the firearm, people. I will drop this magazine, show you that there's nothing in there. Rack the slide, pull the trigger in a safe direction. Alright, now, boy, let's get into it. Why did I buy this first? Let me answer that question. Why did you go, RGG, why did you go get a CZ? Well, the reason I got this is because I got a really good reason why I got it. Because I didn't own a CZ. I didn't own one. This is my very first one. Here's the weird part. I never had the desire to own one. I mean, I do have a SAR K12 Sport, which is a CZ clone. I love the gun, but I never had the desire to own a CZ. A friend of mine selling the firearm. Well, I don't know if he was really selling it, but he said, hey, I'll get rid of this. And he had the CZ there and a couple of guns that he was willing to get rid of. This thing is like brand new. Not a lot of rounds through it. As you can see, I mean, the box, everything is in absolute pristine condition. The gun's in pristine condition. So I said, you know what? I'll take the CZ, man. I like that. And I'm not disappointed, but I do have a confession to make. When I first got the gun, I was telling my buddies about it because I brought it, I got it home and I started, fondling around with it. And let me say that different. I got the gun home and I started, messing around with the gun to see what I liked about it, dry firing and just seeing how it felt in my hand. And I'm going to tell you, at first, I really didn't like the way the gun felt in my hand. But I'm going to tell you what happened a little later on. I realized that it was me. I'm going to show you what I didn't like. So, and we'll get more into the gun as I go. I'm going to drop the mag again, but I'm going to show you what I didn't like or what was happening. So, you see this beaver tail back here? And we'll talk about some of the features on the gun in a minute. But you see this beaver tail? So what I was doing when I would grip the gun, I would have it here. Now look at that. What did you see wrong with that picture? It was digging into my hand meat. I'm not sure why I just said hand meat. It was digging into the cause I got some, stubby hands, man. So it was digging into that. But it wasn't the gun doing this by itself. Right? Gun, obviously I had to put my hand there. So it wasn't the gun doing it by itself, it was me. And I wasn't taking advantage of the amazing ergonomics. I wasn't taking advantage of the great feel of this gun because it was me trying to get too high up on the gun and not using this space the way I should have and allowing this to rest on my hand instead of dig into my hand, right? So that was me. Rookie stuff, right? If that's what you want to say. So at first I thought, I'm not going to like this gun. I don't like the way it felt in my hand. But then after that problem got solved, shout out to Asian Wick, man. I trained with this gentleman a lot, man. Super cool guy, great trainer. Everybody should train with him. But that was one of the things. And he's big on CZ, so shout out to bro. Now, let's talk more about this gun. Because when I thought I wasn't going to keep it, that changed fast. I love it now. I will be keeping it. I like this gun. I mean, it's a all steel frame. All right, so the gun's got great weight to it. Let me give you a good close-up of this baby. You can see this thing is awesome. Awesome. Do the best close-up I can. This is a double single action gun. I'm not a big trigger guy, man. I say that all the time. I'm doing a lot of shooting lately, training a lot, but I'm still just not a big trigger guy. But for the trigger snobs, I will show you the trigger on this thing. Now rack the slide. I like this. Look at this. That's your take up. You on the wall. Boom. Right to slide. Show you the reset. Kind of long reset. I mean, not too long, but okay. Now, how much of that do I care about? Maybe not a whole lot, right? Because, again, I'm not a big time trigger guy. The gun's got the rear serrations back here. The sights on it, this one definitely has the night. It got the night sights on there. Yeah, I think it's got I think these are the ones you got to charge up though. I ain't even pay attention to that part. Let me look, y'all. Definitely got night sights on it. So I'll let you guys see the sights. Try not to flag myself. See if you could get the sight picture right there. You're probably not gonna be able to. But it's got a nice sight picture on there for me. I was able to get on target with it. It's got a manual safety here. Some people are not big on the safety situation, but it's got a manual safety on it. And it's a, I want to say it's a maybe 1911-ish size to me. So I don't know what the the technical term for the size of the actual firearm is, but I do know that that's what it kind of reminds me of. Maybe a little bit smaller than my 1911s Commander joints, but this thing just feels and shoots super smooth and feels amazing. Now let's talk about CZ. The 75B in particular. All right, they say it's the most cloned gun in the world, second only to the 1911. The most cloned gun, second only to the 1911, right? This gun also is said to be used by more law enforcement and military, so on and so forth, than any other gun in the world. So that says a lot. This is a classic firearm. So for me, going from not really knowing much about them at all to learning a little bit and getting my hands on one makes me feel like I definitely got a really good deal and got my hands on a really solid firearm. One thing about CZs that make them really popular is how it's got the slide in frame. So the slide rides the inside. Let me see if I can show it. Yeah, I can show it. So if you could see where the slide rides along the inside of the frame. So on most guns it's not like that. On CZs it is. I don't know if CZ invented that or whatever. See if I can show you better in the front here. You can see that where the slide rides inside the frame. It makes it smoother. I guess it helps reduce the recoil because the gun doesn't recoil a lot at all. And I kind of attribute that to the weight of the gun. But every piece of action on the gun is really solid. It's easy to take down, so that makes it easy to clean. So I was really impressed with that part of it. The slide's smooth. You know, I don't know if, you know what I'm saying, if it's as smooth as, say, my 1911 slide, but it's definitely a smooth slide. Is it one of the best guns I've ever shot? I don't know. I don't know yet. The verdict's still out. I haven't shot it enough to know that, but I know from talking to everybody around me, some of my fellow YouTube people, just some of my friends that own CZs, they tell you that it's one of the most reliable guns you can have. CZs are known to be pretty reliable. So these guns are tested. They MSRP for about $700. You know, $700. You know, no, I think the MSRP on the site I saw was like $749 or whatever. But I think I've seen it in the store for about $700 brand new. So I'm impressed with it. I'm getting more into these hammer fire guns. They just seem to run better, feel better to me. So I don't know, man. This may not be my last CZ. Who knows, man? Because I like it. I'm impressed with it now. Even though at first I was kind of on the fence, I'm pretty impressed with it now. I like this gun. I will do much more content with me shooting it. I'm going to go out, shoot some steel with it. I'm going to, you know, just do various things with the gun just to get more and more used to it, man. And get it more comfortable. I want to be able to light stuff up. The gun's very accurate. Definitely very accurate. Feels really good in my hand. Now that I've learned how to hold the damn thing the right way, that part it's weird because I felt like I know how to hold a gun, but for some reason I was allowing this one to, you know, dig into my hand. But that's on me. That's on me. CZ75B. I told y'all I wasn't going to make the video too long. I got my first CZ, y'all. RGG got his first CZ. You see me. That's my best rendition of a freestyle. But I appreciate you guys watching the video, man. Like I said, I'll get some more content out on this thing. Got my first CZ. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that. I'm excited about it. I love it. I bought it because it was a CZ. I had never really had much experience with them. I had shot CZs in the past, but I ain't gonna drag on the conversation with you guys. I appreciate you joining this live big time. Until the next video, deuces.